Hey guys, I'm Jordan with Working Aussie's Homestead. This is Wyatt, our mascot. Today I'm going to show you a little bit around our property and what we got going on. So we're going to start over here with the spring garden, and don't mind dogs playing in the background if you hear them. That is why it's called Working Aussie's Homestead, and I'm representing today. So we're gonna go in here. This is our Premier One fence and gate that we use around our garden because naughty dogs. So as well trained as our dogs can be, they also love to play and not really pay attention with their surroundings, much like children, human children. So I'm gonna give you guys a quick tour of our garden. We have just started on this space, so I don't know if you guys follow us or remember, but if you do, this is where we have had the chickens. So that is our fall garden that we planted back in October. And where the line of mulch is that you see right on the other side of those pallets is where we stopped the garden. And then we ran chickens in this whole section for a few months and then pulled them off of it a couple months ago, so to let it rest a little bit. So we added in a lot of mulch and set up some compost in here. We also obviously had the chickens add their manure, and then we did add some lime into their feed because we knew that our soil was lacking in lime, potassium, and nitrogen. So try to get all of that back in here so that we could have a little bit better soil and a little bit more success with our spring and summer garden versus our little wimpy fall garden back there. So one of the first things that we planted, of course, Josh's favorite, his peas. So we have two types of peas in the garden. We have our spring blush peas here. So when we first put them out here, it was a little warm, so we do have some leaves on them that are a little bit dried out, but that's okay. They are rocking and rolling now. So with everything, we typically start most everything inside under some grow lights. So on the inside of this trellis here, these plants along here, those were started inside, and then on the other side, Josh has sown a few peas directly into the soil. So we have these that are climbing up the trellis now that are a little bit older, and then we have some little peas on the other side that are just popping up and getting going. So the other type of pea we have in the garden is the King Tut pea, and these will be some beautiful, beautiful peas. They're gonna have a dark purple color shell or hull, and then some beautiful green peas inside. So we're super excited. Again, some ones that were started inside on the outside growing, and some little ones rocking and rolling that were direct sowed on the other side. So this is our first row that was planted here, is this row right here. And along with the peas, we had been given some seeds from Josh's grandmother. Stop digging. I don't hire you as a landscaper. It is so great to get seed gifts. However, if you guys don't know this, seeds do have an expiration date. They are only fresh and good to plant for so long. So we tried some things. We shall see what comes up. We tried some lettuces, some radishes, and in a section that was a little bare, I did go ahead and plant some more kale working in this first row. In this second row, you see a bunch of these little gorgeous babies. So these are red romaine that Josh decided to direct sow and just see how it goes. So we've got a bunch of red romaine little lettuces in here. And they are just rocking and rolling, loving life, looking beautiful. Then this next section here, you can kind of see a little bit of red But that is some Swiss chard. So we've got 3 different colors of Swiss chard this time. We've got pink, we've got ruby red, and we've got yellow. So we've got the yellow here, we've got the red, and then we've got some pink further down. But that is our second row in the garden. The next 2 rows, or I guess the next 3 rows. So this next row here is all kale that was started inside, and then we transplanted it. So we have 3 rows of this kale in here, just rocking and rolling, loving their new life in the garden. This next row and the row after it are broccoli. Not just any broccoli, purple broccoli. Y'all, Josh really wants that purple broccoli to really get with it and get going. I'm gonna show you guys the purple broccoli that we planted for our fall garden. And it's just one of those where it didn't do as well as we really expected it to. I gotta show y'all this. Look at this weirdo. Y'all, if you don't have kids, get dogs. They're just as entertaining and you yell at them just as much. Back to the garden. So we've got purple broccoli in these next 2 rows. And each of these rows is 14 feet long and 30 inches wide. So we've got that. This next row, before we get to the tarp, this row right here, I still have a little bit of planting space on it, but everything from this line back, it's more kale. So kale, yeah, kale and broccoli, and we've got red romaine rockin', and we've got peas and Swiss chard, and maybe some radishes and lettuces, so we'll see. But that is what we've got going on in the garden right now. Now we do have more inside, but we have this tarp here to temporarily kill off any grasses that have grown underneath, and to kind of prep it a little bit and get those worms up to the surface for the next series. I'll call it a series. For the next series of plants that we're gonna put there. So, and we're going to keep doing that as we move along. Now we might have to get another fence or do something, or just get rid of the dogs, you know, something like that. We'll see, depends on the day. Well, thank you again so much for joining me today in our spring garden. I'm so excited, and I'm excited to plant even more in the garden. So, but for now, we'll see you in the next one. Again, this was Jordan with Working Aussie's Homestead.